Hi, my name is Aldo Gonzalez. It's my fourth year here at CPP. I'm majoring in manufacturing engineering, and I am part of the Overwatch varsity team. This is my fourth year being on it.
What does losing mean to you?
I would say losing is a learning experience, not only for yourself, but like for your team. Like obviously, like if you lose, you know you made mistakes, but at the end of the day, it's a team game, and you could learn a lot from your mistakes in a loss.
What does that losing feel like?
I would say losing feels like making a sandwich, and you finally make it and you're so happy to eat it, and then you put it on a plate and you walk over to where you're gonna eat it and then you drop it. That's what, and you stare at it in disbelief. That's kind of what losing feels like. I think that's a good analogy of it.
And you're at the finals of your third LAN, and it's a best of 5 series. You got up to 1-0. What's going through your head? Any like doubts, or are you feeling more confident? And does that like feeling of victory creep into your mind, even though like map 1 wasn't as dominant as you wanted?
I think going up one map in the best of 5 series, like it didn't really like phase us, or at least me personally. Like, yeah, you're one step ahead of your opponent, and like you're closer to victory. But like at the end of the day, it's just one part of the whole thing. It's like you're not gonna celebrate after like being up like at halftime or whatever. Like you can't just like think that like that's like, I don't know, it's just like not a good mindset. You gotta like always play. Even if you're winning, you gotta always play like you're not winning. You gotta be hungry for it. So there's no like thoughts of like victory or defeat, even if it's like close or not. Like you just gotta be in the moment and keep going until the very end.
Courier pops the ultimate, trying to click some heads here. As well, the Genji ultimate comes out for a few seconds. Like Courier, it gets traded out with Learn to Swim, chooses the Ramata ultimate, finds one. UCLA gonna be in the lead right now, but Boto finds Learn to Swim, can still go either way. JJ trying to Boto finds point. Oh my gosh! Boto and also clutch up! Boto with 2 critical kills! Also finishing the second!
My gosh!
Make that Boto and Aldo secure the second map win for CPP!
At the end of map 2, it's just you and Bodo on point there. And what's like going through your mind as you guys are clutching that up is like overtime. It's a game-winning play right there.
I don't know, cause like in the back of my head, I'm like in that moment, I'm like thinking like, okay, we need to like do something here. We need a hero play, and then fortunately it was 2 of us making the hero play. So it was like, I don't know, you can't really like in the moment you're not thinking like, okay, like oh my god we're going crazy right now. You're just like thinking, okay, we need to win, we need to keep it going, we can't like be thinking anything else. So but after like that happened, like it was crazy. I was just like in disbelief that it happened.
It's gonna be the crucial advantage that they have playing into UCLA varsity, hitting Courier, managing to kill onto Shark. C9! Another C9! It's absolutely ridiculous.
And map 3, it's another close game back and forth. But in the last fight, you end up not touching the plane or the objective in time or at all. And how much did like that C9 phase you, even though you're still up 2-1 in the series, best of 5 match point, but you had a chance, to end it there. How did that make you feel at the time?
I think at the time it didn't really like phase me that much, because it's like, okay, this team that we're playing against is like really good, and they're like matching us, so it's like kind of inevitable that they would take a map out of us.
Courier overclock, looking to overwhelm the boot. We're going to map 5.
What do you think went wrong?
I just think we just couldn't get a footing on that map. I think we were like walking in without a game plan really. We just like try to play to our strengths. Whereas like the enemy team, like they already had like a set plan and they already knew what they were gonna do like on that map. And we really never even like practiced that map consistently. So we were just trying to like figure out what was like our play style on that map. And then that's why we kept like swapping things up. And like at the end of the day, like it was like really bad. We got rolled on that map. It was like it wasn't close at all. So that's what happened.
So it's map 5. First point goes towards the enemy team. It's like the thought, the doubts, your reverse swept going through your head there rapidly. Do you still fully believe in your team? And like, what's just going on? Are you doubting your chance of winning here?
I would say like I wouldn't like doubt my team. I know they're all good and they're all hungry for the win and they put in like their 100%. I would say like I started doubting myself, mainly like okay like I need to like switch things up. I need to do better because at the end of the game, or at the end of the day, like I'm like the IGL, the in-game leader, so I need to like be able to like plan fights and effectively tell my team like what to do and like lead them to the win. So, but I do start doubting myself a little bit like during that game, I would say.
You mentioned you go up 2-1 in terms of map point or round points for the map, and you're at match point. How are you feeling? Is like the weight of those 2 losses dragging you potentially still, or is it propelling your urge to win even more?
I don't think we're thinking about like the previous 2 map losses. We're thinking in like the here and now, like okay, nothing else matters beforehand. Like at the end of the day, like that map is the deciding map. So what's the point of like dwelling on anything in the past? We need to focus on the here and now. So we need to win this right now, and nothing else matters.
His best to cover him, does not go down. Aldo gets the opening kill. Aldo dropping 1050 with another kill. On a learn to swim. Ponto gets the headshot. Aldo Consta. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be over. JJ goes out of the hands of Shark Candy, and that is G. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-2 map 5. Your winner for Aztec Games Spring 2025. CPP Black.
So last fight of the game, actually, you get the first 2 picks. Like immediately after you get that second pick, what's going through your head?
I think it's just like a rush of emotions. Like we were there since like I think like 8 a.m. and it went all the way. Like the tournament went on for like 12 hours. We were the first team there. We went to go eat breakfast. We came back. We were still the first team there. No other team showed up. We got straight to warming up, so it just like that whole day it just like converged to that one point, and it like felt really good. Like we finally did it. We did it for my teammate who's gonna graduate his last semester with us, so it felt really good.
You know, when it pans to like the cameras at the end when you guys win, your first action, you know, you're not really like cheering on the screen there. Your first action is to actually run and hug your teammate there. You're talking about how it's like his last semester there. And what did that mean to you, especially and like your team?
I mean, to me, it like meant like everything to me. Like being able to get him the win. Like at first, I was like in disbelief that we actually won, but like he did like such a good job that whole tournament. Oh, he's always consistent. He's a really nice guy. Always humble. Always positive. So. He's just a really great human being, so I was just happy that we were able to get it for him, this win. So that's why like I hugged him at the end, because we couldn't have done it without him.
You know, what is like winning overall like mean to you personally?
I think like a lot of people would say that winning is like the only thing that matters, but obviously that's not the entire truth. Like it does matter. Like obviously people want to win. You don't feel good when you don't. But I think like the journey is like the most important part of winning, like going through like the ups and downs. So I think that's like I think like winning is like how do you even say this, like the combination of a journey. So winning is just like the cherry on top, I would say. Like the journey is like the whole milkshake, I guess, and then the journey is the whole milkshake, and then the cherry on top is the win.
What is the Maloof? On September 25th, 2025, we explored and observed the Maloof Foundation. Our goal was to document the ENV students on their visit to the Maloof campus and learn how they observe the environment to prepare for their project. During our visit, we received insight from staff and students about what inspires them in the Maloof landscape and how they think about transforming environmental spaces. Later during the semester, we visited the ENV students again to find out how their projects turned out. This is their story.
My name is Lorena Garcia. I'm assistant professor in the Landscape Architecture department in the College of Environmental Design in Cal Poly Pomona. This year I'm coordinating second year studios together with my colleague. So in this studio we start first with some researching, some case studies, then going through the site analysis process. After that, the students are going to be designing a schematic master plan, and then after that they are going to be focusing on a small part of the site where they are going to be developing like an outdoor gathering area that could be like an outdoor classroom or outdoor like a sitting area. Some of the ideas that came there resonate also in my mind when I was preparing like this studio. One of them was specific about flexibility, how to create like a place that can be used in multiple ways and for multiple audience, and also that is super respectful with the ecosystems that we have around here.
My name is Drew Oberdurkey, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Sam and Alfreda Maloof Foundation. The Sam and Alfreda Maloof Foundation steward the historic home of Sam Maloof and his wife Alfreda. Sam is one of the most renowned woodworkers and furniture makers in the United States. And in addition to stewarding his historic home, we have an active wood shop here where Sam Maloof Woodworker continues to make and sell Sam's designs. And we have a 5.5 acre campus with a water-wise garden. I think that it's important for creative students to be exposed to Sam's history because it inspires them to maybe live a more art-filled, meaningful life that ultimately is going to give them a deeper satisfaction.
I think that this is kind of like the perfect place for landscape architecture students, because the students are exposed to art, to history, to culture, to heritage, and they can explore California native wonders.
Nice to meet you. What year are you?
I'm a second year.
Second year? And you're architectural landscape
Landscape
architecture.
architecture, yeah.
Got you.
Yes.
Are you a student?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in the same class as well?
Yes, we're in the second year landscape architecture.
So like, from your perspective, like what stood out the most about this site that you were like caught your eye right away?
I mean, we're here to like more observe like the plant life and the gardens and the green spaces. But to me, the little village, like the I guess like found like I don't know what to call it, like the compound kind of thing, like this facility. I guess all the buildings it looks the same. Like the roofs are similar colors. The redwood materials somewhat similar. Like to me, like the build elements it would stood out to me, but it's kind of hard like not looking at that because I'm supposed to be looking at everything else, so it's like gotta like prioritize what I want versus what I'm here to do, so it's like
Saeed,
yeah.
nice to meet you. What did you like notice as like the coolest thing when you came here for the first time?
Well, what I enjoyed the most in this place was the interaction. So a lot of times you think about park or a place where you see nature, you can interact much with it,
Mm-hmm.
or you see it from far. Well, I really think that nature and humans, how they say, oh, we have to come, like, keep this place intact, or keep this species intact, or keep these trees without human interaction because maybe the species get affected. But we as a humans are part of the environment. So I think right here is a perfect example because we combine both, like, for example, these paths with concrete, that's not natural, but it still works with all the plants around it. And also, what I like a lot is a part under there. They have a bunch of trees, and it's pretty fresh. I don't know if you visited, but it's like the freshest part about this sport.
So is that like feeling of like openness and like being with nature kind of thing, like something you're gonna try and incorporate in like your project for this like upcoming assignment?
Certainly, I think I would, but honestly, I will try to explain more on the. Because, for example, I think we have explored enough about the openness. We're always open, and it is great. You know, I think it is. It helps people think, it helps people fresh, but maybe trying inside green areas. You know, let's say what I like a lot is um, you're in a big space, let's say a big building, and you see that small green area. You just feel such like difference, you know? You just feel like wow, like let's say you work in an office and you see like let's say your office is like super big, like 40 feet, like super big. And you just have that small green area and you just go and relax. And from the roof, you see a piece of sun going down. I mean, I feel like that will be super relaxing. But of course, the openness of the like getting the sun on the sky like can be defeated.
Do you find it's like hard? Like, do you want to like go crazy and like make something? But
Yeah.
yeah, have to incorporate the safety into it too, huh?
Right,
I
yeah.
see. I see it. What are you like focusing on for that? Because I know she was saying like something with scavenging type of thing, or like
Oh yeah, so we were talking about like doing something like that goes like basically a trail just for the kids and the adults that are coming with them through the tour and to kind of like connect the classes through those trails for the kids.
I
So we still don't know that's probably not gonna be because we still gotta see how the topography goes down, how we're gonna do it, you know. So
so like it could be
definitive.
anything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
You'll more like as you go.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah.
So Cal Poly Pomona has the largest landscape architecture program in the country. And what landscape architecture is essentially like a mixture of ecological and technical design. And it comes from this idea that landscape architects are to landscape what architects are to buildings. And so this program is an accredited program, which means it kind of prepares students to go into the workforce of design as soon as they graduate. And this outdoor design, it kind of ranges from aesthetics and ecology to social justice and community engagement. And in this class, we're actually trying to build upon the foundations of design that they learned in first year, while also trying to promote like critical thinking in the design process. And so the Mulu Foundation is kind of like our playground for doing that.
Could you tell us a little bit about like what the client wants?
So what we're working for is an outdoor classroom, and it's something that the Move has been kind of asking for since they've been wanting more engagement with children. We did a whole project on the analysis of our site analysis, which is what we're working on, and they're very involved with high school communities and younger people. And it was basically Malouf's intention it was his kind of legacy that he wanted for children to be inspired by his work.
We kind of based it off of a specific narrative, right? So like a specific story you want to tell, like specific elements you want to highlight, stuff like that. Our kind of key elements were obviously the pond, the sculptures, and then these two little areas right here. They kind of signify the original people who made it. And then we chose 3 kind of principles to guide it through it. They were obviously accessibility, sustainability, and aesthetic. And then we just kind of added elements into the site that we thought kind of fit with these principles. So like the paths, they're all accessible, right? And sustainable material. Obviously for aesthetics, we do like a cool little design, little pond, cool colors, and then the sculptures right here and there. It was just kind of a broad idea of what we thought the site should look like, and when we thought, or how we thought they should have made it instead of how it is right now, or how they can change it.
So for like a project like this, like what do you guys get graded on or in same day?
One of them, like obviously, like how well you put it together. So kind of just average the time. It's a little bit of creativity. For this one, I guess more or less putting it together properly. Not a lot of parts of this project because this is just one section of it. Yeah. So the whole project, this was this along with the site planning and the AutoCADing. It's a lot together. So.
But part of it is like the craftsmanship.
Yeah, it's just part of it. She just wanted you to pay attention to detail and that she take your time with it, put together. So, because you want it to look good, because we're going to be showing this to the people at the Maloof Foundation. So everyone has their own designs. I kind of go over what ours is going to be. So over here, so there is an existing path that kind of goes here, around this way, kind of goes through here, around this way, and it curves and goes up to here. That's kind of the original path. The path actually comes through the building here, and it kind of goes under the areas kind of covered. So ours, we have 10 different areas. So first one's going to be like a meadow. So over here, it's kind of just overgrown. A lot of this was an orange growth, kind of died off and kind of dead. For a lot of these district trees are now gone. So instead, on our design, we thought, okay, would we put like a meadow, so kind of a grass area that we're going to redesign to have an open space, kind of move the path differently. So instead of just kind of linear straight path for here, it's going to wander through here to kind of slow you down. And they have a choice to have open areas. And from there, it's going to actually continue that loop and go around instead of cutting off into the parking lot. Rest on their path will go again, still has that driveway. It's going to say that goes to the building. That's also going to connect there to the rest of the path, which then cuts through here in the two buildings. And this is actually a big slope that goes down. Other path is going to go this way. This was a lemon grow. Keeping the lemon trees is going to be like a new workshop area, especially in this bottom corner here. From there, we're going to have it move up. In this area, we're going to design so there was a lot of pine trees there. So under those pines, we're going to design for some lights through. And it's kind of a resting area. So where workers are kind of just slow down and take you off the path and kind of get away. Working up through here, we're going to have like an indigenous center. And they pay respects to the native peoples. And inside there, they're going to have some of the made plants, kind of the works, kind of converting to show like, hey, just kind of read. And it's going to be tucked away in kind of the grove. Moving up is just going to connect the rest of the path. And then there was through this ravine here, and we'll watch, there was a path that's connected. We're going to reconnect that path, allowing those who are a little more adventurous to come down and actually see the rest of the royal and learn with it. Something that we get before is actually going to reconnect back up here. Another design was to connect the path along the edge of the building. So there's already a path kind of made through, and the workers have made it themselves, tending to the building, walking around because it's kind of inaccessible to get through. So we're going to connect the path and make it more paved to get through here, as well as connecting a path down the slope here because they made their own way down here. Second, or kind of final, there's only one bathroom on the site that guests can really get to, and it's in this top corner. We're going to build a new bathroom down here next to that building so they don't have to walk all the way across the site to get to it, and has big access to an area where most of that was going to be done in Spiriton. And with it being close to the building, they're going to have access to water and everything needs to create that bathroom as well. So like I said, I'm designing the meadow. We also forgot to mention, we're going to build an atrium here as well. So in this atrium, there's kind of an area they kind of already need surrounding. Ours is going to be it's kind of the slope. We're going to build into that slope and go down. And that's a place to showcase the art. So like I said, with a really bit of art in the area, having art there is really going to, having that atrium they can show, whether it's even just talk about projects, you want to have events, there's multiple types of arts, whether it's music, what you guys do, showcasing like that would be kind of that area for that. So Ariel, he's going to be designing that atrium area. I'm going to be designing a meadow. Jacob's going to be designing our lower area here. Also, we thought about putting like a playground and swing down here as well. There's a lot to it. And then Zach will be doing his area over here, which is kind of like a little workshop. So if you want to kind of show off what you did from your workshop or thoughts.
I'm not doing a workshop. I'm doing a bioswale.
You're doing a bioswale now?
Which is in here.
Oh.
And there's a lot of water. They have dry creeks that come through here. And with the amount of slope on the property, a big focus of our intention is to gather that water and let it go into the ground. There's a road that runs down this side of the property, and that funnels water out into the storm drains and into the LA channel. So what we're trying to do is take the water and let it go into the aquifer. So a big basically thing of that is having an opening where water can sit and pause. That allows it to go through the gravel and stuff. It's all sand and gravel, so it's very porous that water can go through pretty quickly. And having this bioswale will help filter that water and send it down.
We wanted to keep the identity of the design, which is kind of a more California landscape type of palette. And we wanted to represent this within our site plan. So we expanded this design out radially, and we wanted more of a contemporary design. So this is why we have all these curves and stuff like that to also go with the natural. So we wanted it to kind of look more like a park in terms of design rather than an ecological reserve. So we've got outdoor classroom, we've got some rest areas, watch area. This is the art exhibition area I was referring to earlier. And this is the playground area, which I am actually designing currently for this part of the project, or this next part of the project. And here are some of our sections, which are marked by these section markers. So section AA goes from here, cut straight through, and that's this section. So it's just to show how it would look like on the slope of the topography of this site. And then this is section BB, cuts cross like this, which is this one down here. But these just basically represent the circulation patterns, the important parts of the design where people are going to be walking through. And that is how we informed ourselves to make this final draft here that is being presented currently.
But this integration of outdoor, indoor, inspired by this place, Sam was so enthusiastic and creative, and Beverly as well. So how do we infuse that spirit of creativity, can-do, stewarding, nature, also sustainability, this idea that, if you cut down a tree, let's save that and turn it into furniture. So those are some of the values in the ethos. And getting, kids off the iPad and outside making and creating with their hands.